I never thought the happiest day of my life would turn into my worst nightmare. But as I stood there, frozen in my wedding suit, watching my parents destroy everything I had built, I realized some betrayals cut deeper than any blade. Weddings are supposed to be about love, unity, and family. But sometimes, they reveal the truth hiding in the shadows. I thought I knew my family. I thought I could trust them. But on the night of my wedding, just moments before I was supposed to say, "I do," my world shattered into pieces. And the people holding the hammer? The two people who were supposed to love me the most, my own parents. From the moment I proposed to Emma, my parents were distant. They smiled when they were supposed to, said all the right things, but something always felt off. My mother would give me these long, pitiful looks when she thought I wasn't watching. My father kept finding reasons to bring up my ex, Sarah, as if he was trying to plant seeds of doubt. I ignored it. I told myself they were just being overprotective. That they'd come around. But deep down, I should have known better. The whispers started about a week before the wedding. My cousin, Ava, mentioned overhearing my mom on the phone, talking about how she couldn't let this happen. My dad was seen having hushed conversations with Sarah in a coffee shop. But every time I confronted them, they brushed it off. Then came the wedding night. The moment that changed everything. Everything was perfect. The venue, the music, the love of my life waiting at the end of the aisle. I should have been happy. I should have been thinking about the future Emma and I were about to start together. But instead, I was drowning in an unease I couldn't shake. As I stood with my best man, adjusting my tie one last time, my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. I shouldn't have looked. I should have ignored it. But curiosity got the best of me. Go to the bridal suite. Now. Before it's too late. My stomach dropped. My feet moved before I could think. I rushed through the hallways, heart pounding, breath shallow. When I pushed open the door to the suite, my entire world collapsed. There they were. My father. My mother. And Sarah. Emma stood between them, her face pale, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. My mother had a document in her hands. My father was speaking in a low, urgent voice. And Sarah, she was smirking. What the hell is going on? My voice came out hoarse, barely above a whisper. My mother turned to me, eyes full of fake sympathy. "Sweetheart, we're doing this for you. You're making a mistake." I looked at Emma, silently begging her to tell me this was a misunderstanding. But she just shook her head, her hands trembling at her sides. They gave me a choice," she said, her voice barely audible. "Call off the wedding, or they'll ruin you." I felt the room spin. Ruin me? What are you talking about? My father stepped forward. We had to do something. We couldn't let you throw your life away. We got a deal for you. A job. A future. But only if you don't marry her. My mother placed the document in my hands. A contract. A job offer from a prestigious firm I'd been trying to get into for years. A guaranteed six-figure salary. Security. A future, all at the cost of walking away from Emma. And then Sarah spoke. They just want what's best for you. Like I do. The air left my lungs. I turned to my parents, shaking, rage coursing through my veins. You're working with her? With my ex? Sarah just smiled. They know we belong together. That's when I saw it clearly. This wasn't about my future. This was about control. About making sure I stayed the son they wanted me to be. The son who would always obey, who would always need them. I looked at Emma. The woman who loved me. Who had never once asked me to choose. And in that moment, I knew what I had to do. I took the contract, tore it in half, and threw it at their feet. You lost me, I said, my voice steady. Forever. Then I turned to Emma, took her hand, and walked out of that room. Past the parents who had betrayed me. Past the ex who thought she could manipulate me. Towards the life I was choosing for myself. Sometimes, family isn't who you're born to. It's who you choose. And on that night, I chose love over control. Over manipulation. Over betrayal. If you've ever had to walk away from people who were supposed to love you but only wanted to control you, hit that like button. And if you believe in real love, the kind that fights for you, make sure to subscribe for more stories that hit straight to the heart, because some betrayals, they're the best thing that ever happened to you.